Nation is looking at Pennsylvania. Arlen Specter versus Joe Sestak tomorrow. Polls open at 7 o'clock in the morning, just one day away. We'll talk about this.
Now, Pennsylvania Governor Ed Rendell joined us earlier on Good Day. He's supporting Senator Arlen Specter, but also had this very important message.
So my plea out there, even if you're going to vote for Congressman Sestak, who's not a bad man at all, get out and vote. I mean, don't let something like rain take away the most sacred privilege that we have.
Hey, Steve, he's not a bad man. That should be in an ad.
Well, you know what? I just went on Arlen's Facebook page. He said, friending me will enable me to be reelected.
I get it. I get it.
I got to laugh.
Hey,
right.
Steve, here's another problem. We do this every day at 9:04. There's something wrong with the clock at City Hall because it's still bonging at 4 minutes past 9.
No, there's nothing wrong with it. It just rings for 10 minutes straight.
I
That's
told you. Why? Okay, that's off topic. So let's talk about the big race. The whole country's talking about this. Sestak, did you see Quinnipiac just put out a poll about 20 minutes ago? They have it. Sestak 42%, Specter 41%.
Yeah, I don't think those polls are going to be close in the end. I'm not going to predict the winner, but it's like the Flyers were down 3-0 and everybody thought they were going to lose too. So I think the real poll is, and the only poll is tomorrow. Quinnipiac, that gives us an indication that the race is close, and that means that every vote counts and every voter should vote. How about that?
Good enough.
Voters in the city. The reason we're showing you City Hall, Mike, because voters in this city have elected Arlen Specter for more than 40 years now. I mean, he worked in City Hall here as the district attorney when the criminal court system was here in the 60s and 70s, and they loved him as district attorney. Then he won statewide office 5 times for that seat in the U.S. Senate. But this time may be his hardest time to keep that seat. And Sestak's knockout blow may be that commercial with really credited with turning this race into such a close one. And that is the one that we keep talking about and you keep seeing on TV, where he's quoted as saying, switching parties will enable me to be reelected. Yesterday, both candidates talked about that ad on national television.
I think that Sestak's in short pants if he's accusing me of something when he runs a below-the-belt advertisement, cutting a statement that I made in half, printing the party likes and leaving off the fact that I am trying to keep my job to save thousands of jobs in Pennsylvania.
Status quo isn't good enough. I want to work hard to change things, but I want to have their trust, where they know I'm not going to switch a position just because I got a tough election coming up.
When he's asked a question, will you back Arlen Specter if you lose, and he won't answer it, he ducks it. They asked me the same question, and I said, well, it's not going to happen, but if it does, sure, I'll back you. I certainly wouldn't want to see Toomey, the Republican, elected.
Well, let's come back to our live picture if we can and talk about both candidates. And you see the satellite dishes up here, parked at Love Park and across from City Hall, because the national cable media is covering this race very closely. You know, Pennsylvania has this race plus another big important race. You remember Congressman Murtha died this year, so they have a special election out in western Pennsylvania. So that's going to give everybody a read on how the midterms are going to go in November. A lot of people think, are they going to go Republican or Democrat? And that is a key race as well. So that's why a lot of focus is here in Pennsylvania. 2 big races tomorrow. And boy, another interesting election day. How about that?
Sure
The
is.
school board elections last month in New Jersey, and now this election. And I am a political junkie, I admit, more than Bruce Gordon probably, and I can't wait.
I know it's going to be. Now let's talk about. We brought up the western part of the state there, Steve. I don't know that a lot of people in the western part of the state know Joe Sestak, and that may be a tremendous disadvantage to him.
No, I think name recognition hurts you this time. I think knowing the name and knowing that that person is in office and you have that throw the bums out mentality will really hurt you. Every big incumbent that's run in a primary so far, or how about the guy in Utah running just in his own party's convention and not even finishing in the runoff, he came in 3rd. So I think incumbency is not going to help you this year. And a lot of people in Western PA, as I showed you last week, know Sestak courtesy of the Specter ads. And a lot of people are sick of the ads. They're sick of the negative ads. And they didn't see him debating. And both guys are going to be in Western PA and then work their way to Philly tonight.
We haven't seen that ad, by the way, Steve. Mike and I were talking off camera. We've seen the new commercials from Sestak with Specter with Obama.
The one attacking his Navy career?
I haven't seen that one in a while.
Maybe he pulled it off.
Yep. you're still seeing the minimum wage ad, which is
Right.
That's
silly,
true.
and on this show, and then you're seeing the, he doesn't show up to vote ad, and that I thought was also silly because when they did talk about something in the debate besides the attacks on each other, Mr. Spector attacked Sestak for his votes. He's saying he's not voting on one
He's
hand,
not
and then
voting,
he's
but
saying
he's
he's
voting.
voting wrong on the other hand.
Yeah.
So it shows he did vote when it mattered.
All right, I have to clear